listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Total Divas After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Total Divas After Show.
Funk is on a roll.
Yeah.
Funk is on a roll. Welcome, everyone, to AFTERBUZZ TV. We are doing our after show of Total Divas, Season 1, Episode 12, Seeing Red.
Ooh, Seeing Red.
I am Kaori Takee, and across the way from me, as always, is Christian the Rose Rosenberg.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
I'm phenomenal. This was a great episode.
It was a great episode, and last night I also got this title away from Mr. Josh Padgett.
And I'm okay with that. You're bringing it home to the SmackDown crew.
Prediction title.
And next to
glorious.
you, who's next to you?
Oh, who's this
the
lovely lady next to me?
beautiful girl next to you?
Oh, this is Charlotte Broadbent over here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're fantastic. So this episode was really good. I thought it gave a lot of juice for us to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
This was a loaded episode, and not gonna lie, this episode, because if you've been listening to this podcast, there's no surprise that I seem to loathe Eva Marie, Vinny, and Ariane. Probably in that order. Eva Marie 1, Vinny 2, Ariane 3.
Wow, Eva Marie more than Vinny.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
But this episode, I actually kind of felt bad for all three of them. I'm like, I don't think any one of these people did anything wrong in the situations today, which makes me kind of feel odd that I'm saying that I was like on their side.
You know who I felt bad for? JoJo was not in this episode at all.
She just gets put aside, and Eva Marie takes over.
Yeah.
I mean, Team More JoJo.
Yeah, perhaps.
Team More JoJo.
Perhaps that's going to happen.
Not Team JoJo, but Team More JoJo.
Yes.
That's true. Well, it could be Team JoJo, considering the past episode. All right, guys, so let's start talking about how last week's episode closed off was Nikki driving away, pissed off about the fact that John Cena gave her a cohabitation contract that he wanted her to sign. So she's upset. She's talking to her Brie about it, talking to her mom about it. She's not sure if she wants to sign it. She hasn't seen John Cena in a while. And she's very hurt, very upset that after she moved in all her stuff, he gave her the forms after the fact. And she wonders what this means for their relationship. And they eventually get together for dinner and they talk it out. It didn't even seem that hard of a conversation, to be honest with you. She's so putty in his hands, it drives me nuts. It does.
I was intrigued as to how long was between the contract, him giving it to her, because it seemed...
I'm sure it was a
seemed like
day.
it was a while, because Nikki and Brie were pondering about it, but I'm sure it was... It probably wasn't that long.
They spoke that afternoon. The next morning they went to yoga, and then that night she got dinner with him. I mean, that's probably all it was. What I loved the most in this whole thing, and it might be just for selfish reasons, was when Nikki called her mom. Her mom broke down why John was doing that, almost exactly as to what I was saying last week.
Oh, please. I disagree with that.
You don't think I was saying that stuff last week?
You were saying something along the lines of that, but I mean,
something along the lines.
She was a lot more concise than you were.
Well, she's also a mother.
She is a mother.
I lack in that department.
And then she did say at the end, when you bring a contract into a relationship, it changes things.
Right. It makes it sound a lot more formal than emotional and feelings involved. And I know that Brie, when she was talking to Brie kind of agreed with her that doesn't feel right. When you move in with someone, there's a trust that should be involved completely, but they didn't go through what John has already gone through. Exactly. And that's what the mother pointed out.
And he's covering his bases.
Yeah.
He's playing it safe. He knows he's not happy to do it.
No.
But he knew that it was something that he had to do to protect himself from getting screwed over like his ex-wife did to him.
And go ahead.
And it was kind of cool when you saw him open up and say that he takes care of his mom and was it his brother who's now expecting a kid, and it was like, wow, that's a different side. You don't expect somebody. I would never have thought that he would have taken care and paid for all those people.
John Cena's like the greatest man alive, it seems
but
like.
I hear those things about John Cena. I hear rumors that he actually, when he travels with the WWE, he actually travels with his family, and he's actually a pretty solid guy. But for me, that part about when he revealed to Nikki that he pays for his mom's house and his brother's funds and all that stuff, and she was shocked. Really? You're moving in with a guy and you didn't know that? What he does with his money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found that really odd.
That's true, because where does she think all of this money that he gets goes?
Yeah.
Besides the castle.
Yeah,
and all the cars.
But then it drove...
And the fancy dinners to have her sign a cohabitational form.
It just drove me nuts that she made such a fit and drove off and didn't talk to him for a day or a week or however long it really was. And the moment she sat down with him, momentarily, she forgave him and wanted to talk about marriage and make out with him and have lots of sex with him for the rest of her life.
And she still said before... Sorry.
No, go. Do what you were going to say, and then because that reminded me of something. Go ahead.
That is true, though, and 15 kisses a day.
Yeah.
And he seemed to be more shocked about 15 kisses a day. Doesn't seem that many to me.
He's like, that's a steal.
You're living together.
That's a deal, all right.
But she did say, even before when she was in the confessional, before she went to dinner with him, just because I'm meeting up with him doesn't mean I'm going to sign.
Right.
Oh, come on. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Exactly.
I just thought the most hilarious thing in them all was the fact that she, it's like, all right, well, if I sign, there are some things that you have to agree to do for me, and every single one of them was sexual related. Mm-hmm. It's just like, there's no like, buy me a necklace.
I think
there's no devote one day off from everything a month to me. None of that.
Right. I think
you must have sex with me every day. Kiss me 15 times.
I think that's the one thing that she uses that is her power. The power that she has over John Cena is that she has the sex, and so.
Do you think that's the power she has over him?
I think so.
So do you think John could not get that from any other woman?
Maybe she's really good in bed. Maybe she's naughty. Who knows?
I could imagine that.
Well,
yeah.
she
and
did,
the nurse outfit.
She did wear a nurse outfit.
Yeah.
And she had a giant purse full of friends.
And to be fair, John has, it seems like, the power in their relationship overall. She completely is enamored by him.
Yeah.
And that worries me, and it worries Brie as well, her sister, when she sits there and says, I read before that Brie wants her sister to feel the kind of love that she feels with Daniel Bryan, and she's not sure that she's getting that. And I think we're kind of slowly seeing that.
Yeah. I think so too. But I thought it was kind of cool that she wanted more sexual stuff and not materialistic things.
I don't think that's cool.
She wanted, no?
Well, I wasn't.
But she's not like grabbing his money.
Well, yeah,
right.
You know,
It's
not like a money grabber. Like, buy me this. You earn all this money.
Well, no, and that's why I was saying, he's like, oh no, you have to like take one day off a month to spend it all with me. You got to do this. If she was saying, you got to buy me a car, you got to buy me my own jet. Just.
I agree with you, Christian, because I think that if I was going to sit there and negotiate, it would be more attention kind of things, not necessarily sex, which just makes it so easy.
Yeah,
because what guy would say no? That's hard. I can't do sex every day.
It's like I'm gonna pass.
Yeah,
not my thing.
Maybe that's her way of getting time and attention from him. Maybe she was kind of doing it in a way that she knows that he's not going to say no. Maybe he would, if she said, "I want 30 minutes every single day," he would be like, "Oh, well, I can't do that." But if she turns it into sex, it's like, okay.
Yeah. She kind of gave him he gave her complicated paperwork, and she gave him easy paperwork to deal with. So we'll see how that goes. And in the meantime, we have Brie and Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yes.
I love the callback with that with Ariana and Vinny later on in the episode, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, so we on the other side of the Bella relationship, you've got Brie and Bryan Danielson, and see, I couldn't do it twice. And you know, Daniel Bryan,
the WWE Daniel Bryan.
yes, he's catching steam. He is so over. The crowd's going wild for him, and you know, he's at the peak of his career.
And with Cena gone, he's the guy.
Yes.
He's the top guy in
and
the
while
WWE.
he's the top, he has to do a lot of interviews. He's got to be away. And whether it's in face-to-face interviews or phone calls, he's busy. He's constantly being the face of the WWE. And as a result, Brie is getting a lot less attention than she would like. They even go to lunch together, and he takes 2 phone calls. And by the time that he's done with the phone call, her salad plate is empty and his is still full. And she is having a fit because she feels like they haven't had time to be together. He stood her up at the park and he couldn't even have lunch with her for an hour. Do you guys think that Brie's reasoning was well thought out? Do you understand? Like, man, I do feel for her.
Well, it was similar to last week where we were talking about how she's going to experience now what Nikki is used to because of Cena, and in the midst of that, Brie doesn't get it. And I'm sure when Nikki first started dating John, she probably didn't get it either, and we just didn't have that for the show. So it's just something that comes with the territory in the WWE. I mean, it's the fact that, you know, Brie is all over the place too, but obviously the main event guys are the ones that are everywhere, and Daniel Bryan has reached that point, and great for him. He's worked his tail off. I mean, many years ago, my first show with a certain wrestling company out here happened to be his last show with that company. He noticed I was going to start working for them, and he ran away or something.
I would too.
Yeah, that happens. But I mean, because he was then slowly progressing and getting closer and closer to the WWE, get on TV, because that alone is just near impossible to do. Getting in WWE is harder than getting in the NBA for people who might not be sure with it. And now he's the top guy. And this guy's like, hey, embrace him. He's making a lot more money for one. He's getting you guys a lot more fame.
True.
And I was really annoyed at that one scene when they were like walking into the arena and there was this like small group of people that apparently were screaming for Daniel Bryan for autographs, and Brie just stood there.
Because that would never happen.
No.
No.
It would never happen, because if you're a wrestling fan, you don't care if someone hasn't been on TV in 5 years. If you see them, you're screaming for them to come over for a picture and autograph.
Including Eva Marie?
Too. Even Eva Marie,
yes,
even
agree.
your favorite Yoshi Tatsu.
Oh, he is my favorite though.
Yeah, I mean, even, like any of these guys. So all of a sudden, Daniel Bryan gets called over by these like 15 fans, and Brie Bella is just standing there by herself.
That would not happen.
That might have been like the most fake thing that they've had on this entire show. It was up there.
Yeah.
Well, I wondered, is it normal to get 2 phone calls in the space of an hour?
Maybe if you're Daniel Bryan.
It is.
If you're,
I just
if
wondered,
you're a top guy,
is it that?
Probably.
It is. I think, well, she said in the confessional that she, in the heat of the moment, if she feels like, was it taken for granted or something like that, then she gets mad. And I think any girl in that kind of situation, she'd been pushed aside for so many times that it's normal. But I think it was great that Nikki was just like, whoa, come on, this is your man's career. He doesn't want to be coming home to you nagging him. He wants you to come home and you in open arms getting like, yay, my man's home, not
that's
nagging him saying, oh, you've been away for 5 days and now you have to go away again in the morning.
That's kind of what I like about the Bella twins, is they both have a different kind of relationship, so they can give each other different perspectives. I think that Nikki going into a relationship with John Cena has always had the lifestyle that Brie is barely feeling now, with the fact that Daniel Bryan is becoming so big. And I'm going to call him Daniel Bryan, okay? That's just what's going to happen here on Total Divas. But
she just made a statement. No more.
But Nikki also pointed out, to be fair, when Brie first started out and she met Daniel Bryan, it was reversed. She was pretty hot at that time, and he was low in the card.
And Brie's still up there.
Yeah, she's even doing better now with this show and everything, too.
She's one of the top girls right now. And it just so happens, at the time when she started dating Dan O'Brien, he was at the very bottom. He was signed, but at the bottom.
Well, he got up
and worked his way up.
Yeah, wow. So what? They've been dating 5 years?
I don't know how long.
At least a few years. I don't know. I don't know exactly. Maybe someone in the chat roll knows, or they'll Wikipedia it or whatever.
Okay, well, let us know if you find out. But it's also true that this kind of relationship is not going to be forever, because he's not always going to be as hot.
And that's the case with all sports. You have like the best person in the league, but they're not the best forever. And then same thing with wrestling. I mean, eventually LeBron James in basketball is going to drop from being the top guy. It happens. Kobe is starting to decline. I know Laker fans are going to hate that I said that. But I mean, John Cena will eventually start fading. Daniel Bryan in time will start fading. CM Punk in the WWE in time will start fading.
Don't remind me, that makes
And other
sad.
people have to rise up, and we have some good young talent in WWE to eventually replace them.
Well, it was cool that Brie noticed that, and she said, if this is going to be a tough couple of years, I got to deal with it.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like, all right, she's accepted that this is going to be how it's going to be for a couple of years.
I mean,
and then
all she got to do is take a step back and realize, sacrifice a little bit of time with him for the big future, the big projects you have ahead.
Yeah, he's a top guy for a couple years. He's your guy forever.
Exactly.
Wasn't that sweet?
Oh, that's a good guy right there.
Yeah.
His number down now. No, I'm just kidding.
818. No.
Well, guys. Other than his phone number,
that's all I'm gonna give.
Other than going and getting his phone number, why don't you guys stop over to iTunes and rate us? Thank you. Rate us and let us know what you think of this after show, what you think of Total Divas. Drop a comment, drop it on YouTube, iTunes. Let us know what's going on, and we will respond. And Christian says 5. That's actually his phone number, 555-555-555.
Yes. My phone number is 818 5 stars.
So yeah, just stop over and check it out. And by the way, you can also check out any other after show, because chances are if you watch TV, we have an after show here at AfterBuzz TV for you. So stop over. All right, guys. Let's talk about something.
I like you were bracing yourself for this now.
This was a really good topic. The jealousy topic. Because let's talk about Nattie overreacting.
I think you two need to talk about this as far as like the women's jealousy. I think you guys will have better insight on this than me.
I think that Nattie was overreacting, but basically what happened was Eva Marie is at the Performance Center training, and
that's a first.
I know, right? That's fake. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, she was really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know wrestling that well, and I was like, wow. Compared with Nattie, and obviously there's a huge difference.
Right.
Veteran,
but
I mean, what she was doing. I mean, that's something. I mean, I'm not able to do that. I mean, people have to be trained just to do that simple. It's called, the move that she was doing was called a sunset flip, and I mean that takes skill and time. And otherwise, you jump in straight on your head. And I mean, Nattie obviously has been doing this since birth. I mean, practically, because her father was a wrestler.
It's in her blood.
Yeah, so to her, might be very simple. But then, Eva's actually trying to train. And there's TJ.
And yeah, she sees TJ and says, hey, he can train me.
He helped Nattie. He's a good wrestler. Maybe he could help.
And he's more than delighted to help her out. And
I saw nothing wrong with this.
Nattie comes in. Well, this is the thing. I saw nothing wrong with this. Nattie comes in and says, he has never trained any other woman but me. And I'm thinking to myself, really? In all the years that they've been wrestling, he's never helped out another female wrestler? That's interesting. And she's really, really upset about this. The next morning, they decide that Nattie decides that they're going to the gym, and he says, no, I'm going to the Performance Center. I'm going to go help Eva Marie train. So that pisses her off, and she decides to go to the Performance Center and watch them train. And what does she do? Well, instead of confronting him, she decides to go get herself some Fandango with his shirt off and train with him.
The thing I found hilarious with this is There's an the guy that she asked in the gym of where Fandango is. That's a wrestler in NXT named CJ Parker. I think that's got to be like a huge insult to him for this show. Is like, oh, hey, can you tell me where the hot guy is? Because I want him to train with me on TV. It's so funny because it actually works though. TJ sees her training with the ever so hot Fandango, and TJ acts like a kid too. He takes off his shirt.
It's hot in my ring too.
Yeah, exactly. It's hot in my ring too. He takes off his shirt. It's so ridiculous.
Now Fandango and Eva Marie are both staring and like, what the
that
hell
was the best part.
Wait, what the hell's going on right now? I feel very uncomfortable. Fandango like slowly rolls out of the ring eventually and just leaves.
They both just stood in the corners staring like, wait, what? And I think Eva Marie even says, what is going on? Everyone was so confused. Yeah. And Nattie's just like, why would you do that?
And I do, in this particular episode, I did feel for Eva Marie because she was pretty innocent. She just wanted to learn, hopefully.
But do you think she's innocent?
Yeah, I don't think that she was trying to get Nattie, because she said in the beginning, she said that Nattie's one of her idols and she wants to be just as good as her, and she knows she trained with TJ, so.
Yeah, in this episode, I thought Eva was
decent,
finally doing what she's supposed to be doing. Training, oh, I need help with some stuff. TJ, you're here kind of brushing off for us because you're come back from your injury, but obviously you're incredibly skilled in this. Do you mind giving me some pointers? Great. She's trying to go to a veteran to ask for some help, extra help outside of just her regular training. That's what you're supposed to be doing. I can't believe I'm saying this so much positive stuff about Eva Marie right now. I feel kind of sick.
I do. I'm trying to play devil's advocate, and I do kind of understand Nattie in the sense that when she said that he's never trained anyone else, and then when she said that Eva Marie is not wearing a bra and putting her boobs all over DJ.
She was wearing she had you saw like she was wearing like a white tank top, and then you saw like the black straps below it.
Sports bra is not the same. It just holds it together. It doesn't. Yeah.
So it holds them up.
You try wearing one. Let us know.
So it holds them up like a bra.
No, it just tightens
different.
it.
Yeah.
It's different.
Make sure they don't flop around.
Yeah.
So it's a protective bra.
That's why there's such thing as sports bras versus Victoria's Secret bras, because they're just different usages.
Yeah, they. But I think when Nattie said, because obviously that's something that connects her and TJ, that he's the only one that Nattie's the only one that he's ever trained. And then Eva Marie's kind of taking that away. She's kind of gradually trying to take bits from all of them. Nikki, Brie, and that's just another one she's trying to take something else from. So I could kind of see where Nattie was coming from in that light. But then she didn't need to.
Yeah, I agree.
Need to
she overreacted a little too much, and
I was a little surprised that we never got the apology from Nattie to Eva Marie. They never showed that.
I know they never did.
She's like, oh, I owe her an apology. Cut.
She thought she did realize that she was being ridiculous about it, and she felt terrible. But I gotta say though, that is a very smart move to make. If you're feeling jealous about something, you go make them jealous.
You go find Fandango.
Seriously, you go find Fandango. Because telling them, hey, this makes me uncomfortable, does not work.
No, it doesn't work for guys. No. And you have to play them at their own game. And it totally worked.
It does work.
I was like, you go, girl. Because not many girls will do that and play the guys at their own game. But that's proof. It works.
Yes.
It does work.
I'm one of those people that I don't try to give them a taste of their own medicine because I don't want them to feel the way I feel. Yeah. But hey, it worked.
But it worked for her.
Next time, maybe,
Maybe. I thought it was interesting when Nattie said, Eva Marie's way hotter than I am. She's way prettier. She's everything I'm not. It's like, Nattie, you're really hot. You're really pretty. And you're like that power woman.
Yeah, and then TJ did the smooth response, because she was like, she's so much hotter than me. And TJ's like, I don't think so.
Yep. Well, he's telling the truth. It's like a different degree. You have women and then you're queen.
Totally.
It's just like us, too. You have men, Fandango, and then you're king. No, I'm just kidding.
Men, Fandango, king.
I'm just kidding. Cesaro.
Where am I in that? An Amanda Fandango or the King section?
Just kidding. But let's talk more about another relationship that is having a little road bump. No pun intended. So apparently Vinny wants to have Nikki, and Ariane is kind of appalled by the thought of having sex because
it hurts her.
It hurts her. And initially she thinks it's endometriosis. Thank you. Endometriosis. Okay. And she goes to the gynecologist to figure out what it is. It's not endo whatever. Sorry.
I'll just end it for you. You start it, I'll end it.
Thank you.
And I'll just sit here and nod.
What are friends for? So it's not that. And so she has to. They both go to a sex therapist.
Quickly, while you're on the gynecologist.
Yeah.
Going to the gynecologist, getting all that done on camera, I would be mortified.
Yes, but they were completely exaggerating because I've never seen that thing that long. Okay. That thing would have came out of my throat. Okay, that's way too long. They were completely exaggerating.
No, no, I agree with you that. Yeah.
And then putting a lot of verbal, like, a lot of stuff that doesn't really happen, but that's okay.
But
that's
to
what
say
Total
she's
Divas
scared
is
of
for.
sex, and then she was doing that at the gynecologist, I was like, wait, that's got to hurt if sex hurts, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Right. So they go to a sex therapist, and the sex therapist is basically telling her you need to broaden your horizons and think of what makes you comfortable, what you want to do. Go buy stuff, go buy books, test things out. And first of all, I'm really surprised that Ariane, who likes to flirt and show her body and show that she's a hot stuff,
she's a giant tease.
Is not interested in sex. She just doesn't care for it. I was shocked that she said, no, it doesn't do anything for me. What a shame.
Yeah, because she's so hot. When she got down and twerked, when she was with Trinity, it's like, wow, girl, you can move.
Yeah, she can move. And after all that, Vinny, by the way, apparently Vinny has a really big schlong.
Good for you, Vinny.
I mean,
well done.
That was mentioned multiple times on the show.
This guy, if he ever breaks up with Ariane, this guy is set for life.
I mean, being on this show,
this guy will never have an issue getting the girl.
He can stop at this episode if he wanted to.
Even the sex therapist asked him. It's like, oh,
I know.
It's just awkward.
If he's at a bar trying to pick up girls, all he's going to do is pull out an iPad and put on this clip.
Episode 12. Being read.
It's like, hey, listen to this real quick, would you? Yeah, that's me. That's me right there. Yeah. Yeah, she's talking about me. So you want to go? Or, yeah.
So they go home, and they have all these toys, books.
He went shopping, which was awesome.
He was so excited. He got whips. He got all kinds of stuff. First, he got some alcohol, too. Smart move.
Well, you need that.
Yeah.
That's always important.
I think he was very, very excited at the thought of maybe having some successful night with Ariane.
And what guy doesn't like to be told that they need to dress up and do dominatrix and use toys? I mean, any guy is going to be like, whoa.
Right.
He got cuffs, he got blindfolds, he got whips, he got several different vibrators.
Yeah. He was
that seems
ready.
to be a theme in this episode and last.
I feel like he went to Sex Costco. Because he just had a giant bag of everything.
They just should have went to Nikki's place. She probably has all of that stuff.
Nikki was having a garage sale.
That's awesome. So I don't know if that actually helped Ariane. This whole thing.
Well, she whipped him into the bedroom.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
Yeah, then they kind of left it up in the air. Who knows what?
Well, for me, I can't imagine that curing her
That
issue.
Suddenly,
yeah,
like a whip, just suddenly cured.
Next week, she admits that she's a sex addict. That big. It went that huge in that week.
Well, I didn't think the advice from the sex therapist was very...
The sex therapist sounded angry at Ariane.
She did. Yeah. You're a wrestler. You should be able to enjoy. Said something about that, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like,
and Vinny's sitting there. He's like, "This is awesome."
Yeah, right.
She's on my side.
Yeah, the sex therapist was a little disappointing. I thought there would be more reveals about Ariane, like maybe something happened that makes her uncomfortable.
Yeah, in her past, something. Yeah.
But no, it's just that she needs to open up. And I don't know if you guys are with me here, but this storyline, I mean, I know a lot of it, or it is completely kind of, scripted, but I didn't even believe this scripted storyline because really, this doesn't make sense to me.
I can honestly understand it to an extent. I also like, because we've been giving Vinny all this praise, I want to give John Uso
I love Vinny.
So I want to give John Uso some praise too, because Trinity told Ariane is just like, max 2 days in between sex sessions.
Well, yeah.
Good work, John Uso. Good work.
I understand. You get grumpy if you don't get that.
If you don't have it in 2 days.
Yeah.
Then he's a different person.
Vinny's he's like a little bubbly little weird.
What is this?
I don't know. He's just kind of always. I feel like he walks like this, and I like Vinny.
So
you
do. So to you,
I do. I really like Vinny.
To you, Vinny's a bobblehead doll.
No, he's just kind of. I found it really strange that Vinny drove a Mercedes, and was it Nikki and
were they driving
John?
The same Mercedes?
No, what they drove a small little two-door blue car.
That was Bryan and Brie. Like they're the hippie couple. They were driving a hybrid.
And I found that very interesting. I was like, wait, Vinny's driving a Mercedes? What does Vinny do?
He's on the cast of Total Divas.
He has a big schlong.
Okay, so he drives a Mercedes, and Bryan drives.
Bryan is more eco-friendly and thinking more with his wallet.
Right.
Good for him.
Yeah.
But I just found that interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, some people just have different lifestyles with the money that they make, regardless of how much money they make.
And if the production crew is allowing Vinny to drive a Mercedes, he's going to do that every chance he can.
Yeah, you're right.
You think about Vinny, however his character is, however ridiculous he may be.
He's getting a spinoff. Vinny is going to get a spinoff. And we're going to be stuck doing it.
He's great.
We're going to be stuck doing that damn show.
He might get a spinoff. I can already imagine the icon. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. What else is there anything else that we're missing on this after show before we move over to news and gossip?
There was a lot in it and half a second of JoJo.
I don't even remember JoJo. Maybe I was tight. What happened there?
I think it was like when they were like doing a clip from Raw. They showed her like walking, and that was.
Oh, they showed AJ in the ring too.
Right, exactly. That was like the extent of what JoJo was on this week's show.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
It is.
Oh.
But
when her and Eva Marie came in at the same time, they're doing the same thing. They're a duo, right? And
yeah.
They're a duo.
Well, kind of.
Well,
they're both new.
They're newbie buddies.
Yeah, they're both newbies, but she's getting no airtime.
And I did also love longtime wrestling fans. If they watched the show, would have loved it when they recognized it. The black guy that was in the ring during the whole training session with Eva Marie. He's one of the head trainers down at the Performance Center. Former WCW wrestler Norman Smiley.
Oh.
And it was like, you haven't seen him on TV in like over a decade.
Well, Total
awesome.
Divas.
Good for
That's
him.
cool.
Does it
Good
for
for you,
everybody.
Norman. So I was like, hey, that's Norman Smiley. Awesome. He got some TV time.
Thank goodness for Total Divas.
That's right.
Especially for Vinny.
Yes, and especially for Vinny. Vinny needs it more than anyone else.
He's getting a lot of credit on the show, considering.
Especially this week's.
Yes.
This week's. Hey, Vinny, you're apparently packing, so
yeah,
you're set.
I'll remember that forever.
There you go. You have a pretty woman that's just said she's going to remember this episode forever because of that, Vinny. Well done.
Yeah, that's true.
I've given a lot of thumbs up today's. Thumbs up today's. Thumbs up today.
You've been kind of tripping on your words a little bit today. But
blah,
that's
blah, 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 champion.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
That's true. Okay, news and gossip, guys.
News and gossip.
No sound? Okay, that's
The soundboard crapped out.
Soundboard crapped out. We don't need it.
I like that. That's an even better sound. All right.
AfterBuzz TV news and gossip.
All right, that was all right.
Nah,
I like his. First of all, Total Divas for season 2 has been renewed.
Yay!
Yep. And that means it's going to start early next year.
Yep, they began filming. WWE just came back about a week or so ago from a European tour, and apparently they began filming next season overseas.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Because we will be here talking about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next thing is last night was the pay-per-view SummerSlam and
It was Survivor Series. SummerSlam was in the summer.
You're right. It was in the summer. I was thinking SS. Survivor Series.
Okay. Well, okay. I'll
It
give you
feels
that.
like summer.
It does.
I'll give you that.
Summer in LA. But yes, Survivor Series. Excuse me. Was last night, and our ladies from Total Divas won their match.
It was a 7-on-7 elimination match with the girls from Total Divas against 7 divas that are not on Total Divas. And as soon as Eva Marie went into the ring, the crowd started booing like crazy because they don't like her. And she was eliminated in about 10 seconds.
They had to do it like that. They had to.
And then the crowd cheered. And then JoJo, who we have never seen on TV in the ring at all. Like, she's been in tag matches, but has never been in the ring. She played it off actually very well, where she, like, slowly went in the ring very scared. Had a brief moment where they thought that she was actually going to pin one of the girls. And the crowd was very much into JoJo. The crowd... And because she actually told a story with just her little bit of time. And she wasn't in there long. She was only in there about a minute, too, before she got eliminated. But she actually kind of told a story. So crowd loved JoJo. Crowd hated Eva Marie. And then they already like all the other divas.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how we're feeling here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, we haven't been given a reason to not like JoJo.
That's
true.
Maybe if she's put on.
She was
But she seems really sweet. She seems like a nice...
She did have a brat face moment last couple episodes back when she was getting all jealous and huffy puffy.
Yeah, you're right.
But not enough that I'm sure she would,
for people to hate her.
Yeah, she would do her homework if she was a ring announcer or something.
Yeah. Not cheat.
And one more news is Daniel Bryan's dog died last week. Not Josie, but another
His dog
dog.
that's not on TV.
Yeah, but he is so cute.
It was reported on TMZ that his dog died.
That's so sad.
That's really sad.
And I'm going to read it. The bearded athlete revealed the tragic news during an interview promoting Survivor Series pay-per-view on Sunday and said Asparagus, the name of the dog, the wonder dog, was his legitimate best friend. It's unclear how he passed away, but he was a yellow lab and he was 11 years old. This hits close to home because I am obsessed with my dog.
She is obsessed with
I
him.
am very obsessed with my dog.
She is
such a
super
cute
obsessed.
dog.
So
I would be obsessed too.
Yeah, rest in peace, doggy. You gave him very good life.
That's cool though to see a softer side of him, like for him to say that his dog's his best friend.
Yeah. That was great.
Well, he's always been kind of soft.
And that's why he loves Josie so much. Also, he's just in love with that dog too.
Yeah, and that dog seems to like him even more than Brie, because the moment he got home, he's like, "Bye, Brie."
He's like, girl, bye.
Yeah, girl. Oh yeah, there were some weird words like awkward.com.
It's Ariane with her own dictionary.
So
Vinny
strange.
said thebomb.com.
He did. He did. These two are rubbing
That I've
off of
actually
each
heard,
other.
yeah.
I love that.
It's so ridiculous. Anyways. All right,
When's that spinoff starting?
let's move. It's gonna start. Let's move on to predictions.
What are we predicting?
Oh. Well, next episode, what do you think is gonna happen? Other than the fact that Vinny's going to wrestle. My DVR cut off when I was trying to watch.
Vinny's going to learn how to wrestle and do terrible.
Oh yeah.
The clip showed the head trainer of the WWE Performance Center, Bill DeMott, who for whatever reason, probably just because of the show, took time out for him personally to train Vinny. And Vinny is going to be a complete train wreck in the ring.
And apparently
He was wearing a helmet.
I know he was.
Nobody wears a helmet.
That's it. But he does have a big package.
Maybe Bill DeMott will talk about that in the show.
And also, Ariane apparently has, like you mentioned, she becomes a sexual fiend.
That'd be cool.
Isn't that what you said?
I said watch her suddenly become a sex
Oh, I
addict.
thought you said that's what happened.
Oh no, I was just
Because I was like, that's
goofing
crazy.
around. Yeah, in a week she becomes a sex addict.
Huh. Any other?
And we see the other couple, Trinity,
Oh yeah, we haven't seen
and
much.
she throws
like-
a huge party.
The party and like her
And-
dad's moving in or her dad's in town visiting or something like that, and it pisses John off.
Yeah, and he storms out.
I can't imagine
Like
him being
this, with the
upset. He
fists and
seems so
everything.
chill. He seems so chill. Can't imagine him being pissed.
Maybe he doesn't get along with her dad.
And we all predict that there's going to be a spinoff.
Yeah, so
Of
Vinny
Vinny.
Of Vinny.
spinoff.
Yes. So we'll see
Go
what
Vinny.
happens, and he will still be riding his Mercedes. And we will catch you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Wait a minute. Where can we find you guys?
Oh, well, you can find me at CRosieVOC. You can become a rosebud and join the garden. My garden just surpassed 1,000 followers over the weekend.
I'll go bake you some cookies.
Yes! I get cookies! Yeah! So follow me and stuff.
I almost forgot that. I'm safe. Okay, go.
You can follow me at Road to Making It on Twitter and Instagram.
You can find me at KAORIOUS Kaorius on Twitter. And we will catch you guys next week. For real!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.